Welcome back to Joe Stunner Boxing. Now, like a lot of you, ladies and gentlemen, I watch a lot of different boxing channels. And one of my favourites is Paulie TV, Paulie Malignaggi's own channel. I think I've always liked Malignaggi. I don't necessarily always agree with him. You're not going to get two human beings that agree with each other on everything. But even when I think you're absolutely wrong, the guy still has an air of intelligence. And I can sort of see his opinion, even if I don't agree with it. As it happens, I do agree with most of what he says. And occasionally he will make points, more than occasionally, in fact, that other people haven't thought of. And there was a video that went out, I think it was earlier today. I've only just finished watching it, maybe half an hour ago before I put the kettle on. And it's to do with, it makes a reference to Turki Alalshikh. It's an article that was sent to Paulie by a boxing insider, as he put it. He didn't name the person, regarding an article in The Guardian. And I've got my magic tablet here, so I'm going to just get it up for you, and I'm going to read you little bits and pieces. This is, if this thing actually works. Yes, this was, like I say, in The Guardian on the 29th of November, 2022. Okay, and it refers to, and I'm not going to, look, I'm certainly no expert on Middle Eastern politics, okay, or the machinations of how it works, of who's conned who's taken over who's put an embargo on whatever. I have enough trouble trying to follow the fucking Western stuff. But there was a lot of friction between Saudi princes, two Saudi princes, Mohammed bin Salam and Mohammed bin Nayef, okay? And this resulted in some, it's basically gangsterism by another name. You know, they're princes, so they're royal family. I mean, God, the British royal family gets up to some shenanigans, but this lot, they're off the bloody chart. And basically there was a power play by Prince Mohammed bin Salam, who is referred to as MBS, must be his gangster rap name, and Mohammed bin Nayef. Bin Salam was a lot more combative, a lot less diplomatic, whereas bin Nayef, a bit older, a little bit more diplomatic, a little bit more subtle, a little bit, not someone who would go in ham-fisted and start throwing his weight around. Who do you think came out best on this one? This little tete-a-tete. Well, it was Mr. Mohammed bin Salam. He put the heat on Nayef, and there was an incident that is referred to in this article, which I think might interest you, regarding a certain someone that we know. So, if I can find the exact, let me see now. Okay, so there was in June 20. On 20th of June 2017, in the midst of the crisis, this is the crisis between the two warring factions in Saudi, and also a blockade had been put on neighbouring Qatar. Qatar is described as a tiny gas-rich. No, I don't think so. That's a video I saw once. Gas-rich emirate that has, it's kind of poked and prodded its Arab neighbours with its provocative moves, such as giving airtime to regional Islamists and dissidents on its influential news channel Al Jazeera. Now, I've watched Al Jazeera for years. It stems from Qatar, and you would call it, I suppose, a more liberal-minded emirate, one of the more liberal-minded. But it is a rich country because they've got a lot of energy resources. And there was a meeting called, Nayef bin Nayef was called for a meeting in King Salam's palace in Mecca. King, no further explanation needed. King Salam, the top guy, but he was an octogenarian at the time. I don't think he's still alive. Is he still alive? I don't even know. Okay, so this was a palace, a marble-walled colossus overlooking the cube-shaped Kaaba, the holiest shrine in Islam. So real estate don't get any more ostentatious than this, certainly not in Saudi Arabia. According to sources close to Naif, when he arrived, his security detail were instructed to wait outside. Okay, so he didn't have the security guys going in with him. And to prevent any leaks, all mobile phones were taken from everyone, palace staff and everyone else. And one senior member of the royal family who tried to enter the palace after Naif was turned away at the gates. The prince was allegedly ushered into a room, this is Naif we're talking, by Turki Alalshikh. Is this the same guy as Al-Sheikh? A close MBS, Mohammed bin, MBS, you know, the prince, the aggressive prince, confidant. So Turki Alalshikh, a close MBS confidant with a gruff, intimidating manner and a predilection for expensive Richard Mille watches. Sheikh would later be promoted to head the General Entertainment Authority, an agency that seeks to soften Saudi Arabia's image by among other things, hosting giant raves in the desert. So this, don't forget, this is 2022, this article. Sheikh allegedly, this is the Excellent Turkey, allegedly confined Naif to the room for hours, pressuring him to sign a resignation letter and pledge allegiance to MBS. Naif refused. According to one source close to the prince, he was told that if he did not give up his claim to the throne, his female family members would be raped. Naif's medication for hypertension and diabetes was withheld, and he was told that if he did not step down willingly, his next destination would be the hospital. He was so afraid of being poisoned that night, said another royal family source, that he refused to drink even water. Okay. So, there we go. Our friend Mohammed bin Naif, basically being press ganged into giving up his rights, and this is kind of the sort of thing that would make the mafia blush. All very sort of Cosa Nostra and all that. And Mohammed bin Salam is the guy who, you know, he likes to throw his weight around. By all accounts, not really, apparently, allegedly, a very nice person. And for example, with regards to Qatar, just getting back to that particular bit, MBS, he was the one who wanted a punishing blockade, as they describe it, put on Qatar, whereas the other fella, the more diplomatic one, Naif, he was saying, well, actually, we'll do it via means of diplomacy. We won't do a blockade, and you know, we've got to be friendly with our neighbours, and you know, remind you of anything maybe happening in the Western world right now? Yeah. So, if you believe that might is right, then Mohammed bin Salam is the man for you. If you believe in being a little bit more diplomatic, a little bit more civilized, Mohammed bin Naif is the man for you. But Turki Alalshikh is definitely on the side of Mohammed bin Salam. So this idea, you know, when he first reared his head, His Excellency was described as, you know, but basically this was an endeavour in sports washing, like the massive raves that they were talking about, and getting the people on your side by throwing them a bone. But it does allegedly reveal, just what the Excellent Turkey's true colours were, are, and might continue to be. So again, this article, I heard about this through Paulie Malinagi's Paulie TV. What I'll do is I will leave the article. I'll leave a link to the article which you can have a look at and read the whole thing. It goes into more detail regarding the power struggle. But this is essentially what they describe as a palace coup. It was a coup, you know. We'll silence this prince, get him to give up everything by threatening to rape the female members of his family and withhold his hypertension medication, and then he'll end up in hospital, and, you know, intimidation tactics, basically. So, yeah, what do you think? Have a look at the article. I'll leave the link below. Let me know what you think. Comments below. And yeah, I hope you liked the video. If you did, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and spread the word about Joe Stunner Boxing. I'm looking forward to what you've got to say. And yeah, bye for now.